I realized very quickly the amount of work that had to go into it to make it actually happen. But it took me a very long time to actually realize how crazy of an idea it was. I said in the documentary, it wasn't until I actually started. We're getting better. Well, you're getting better at bringing stuff. We haven't got the cactus. Well, I haven't got the cactuses.
I haven't
what's
got
happening?
anything.
You've got Poseidon
I've got Poseidon.
and a mug from Rhodes.
Mug from Rhodes.
Where's Poseidon from?
Poseidon's also from Greece, but I bought that in Athens.
The Greek god Poseidon.
The Greek god Poseidon, god of the sea. Look at that. Oh,
Is that? Where's his second arm?
look, he's seen some wars, mate. That guy. I don't actually know how it fell off, but it did.
Was it in transit on the way here?
Nah, mate, I've had this for a couple of years. It must have just knocked it with something. Bookshelf. Put it on a bookshelf and just left it. Yeah, I don't know. But when you're in Greece, and it's
You do
coming
as the
towards-
Romans do.
Yeah, well, you come towards the end of the trip, and you're like, what kind of souvenir do I have to take home? Like, I got some memories. They're pretty cool. I got some pictures. Pretty cool.
The memories aren't as good. They don't rank.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
can't
they
rank.
don't rank.
They
'Cause
don't rank.
I had walked into a shop, one of those little antique stores. If you go Europe, they got all these little, what are they? They're just random.
Little knick-knack stores. They're
Yeah,
always
random
there. Always in the
stores.
corner. There's always one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I looked to my family because I was there with my family. I'm like, I'm going to buy a statue of Poseidon. And I
What did
did.
your family say?
They were like, why would you do that? What a waste of money. What's wrong with you? I'm like, I'm buying Poseidon. And the more they say no, the more likely I am to do something.
It always is.
So I definitely bought Poseidon.
Welcome to the second episode. We've got past 1. We're on to 2. The videos are now up. The episodes are up. They are live. Hopefully they've been good. Hopefully, I think I enjoyed the first one a lot. That was a lot of fun.
We're definitely getting better. I mean, that's to be expected, though. I mean, we're going to start out real rusty, but we're going all right.
We received some feedback just on the audio, just like general things for us to take on board, just to improve the quality as well. And I'm defeating one of them right now by just touching the table.
We were sitting there going like this.
That's not good for it.
Oh, just showing
Yeah,
the people how
yeah,
awesome
yeah.
it was.
Providing examples. People
Yeah.
need to
Yeah,
know.
no, we were definitely touching the table. So
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever gone on holidays and actually, when I was in Greece, I bought a couple of icons, the images with Jesus on them, and you
Yeah.
give them out as gifts.
Yeah.
I think I got one in my room. You leave one in your car or in your suitcase.
It's meant to be good luck or, yeah.
you're supposed
Yeah.
to carry one with you just in case something happens.
Yeah, it's more of it's like a luck charm. It's just Jesus be with you, sort of. That's the purpose of it. But other than that, I've never really gone on holidays and just bought. I'm going to call Poseidon a knick-knacky thing.
Wow.
But mum and dad, that when they go, they'd get like a shot glass
Yeah.
from each city. I never.
Some people do fridge magnets, mugs,
I do mugs.
Poseidon.
I definitely do mugs as well.
Exhibit B.
Hello. I've got a couple of Greek mugs at home. But that's my thing. Mum had salt and pepper shakers. Everywhere she travel, bring home a new salt and pepper shaker.
Is
What?
it for pink rock or pink Himalayan kosher salt? Do you
Mate, whatever
change?
salt you want to put in it, but nothing goes in it. They just sit in the cabinet.
Yeah.
That's my mugs. The difference is I use my mugs. I'll rotate it.
Yeah, bring one
Yeah.
each episode.
I've only gone to 2 places in terms of as an adult, Greece and England. I don't think I got a mug in England, or if I did, it broke.
Just like Poseidon.
Actually, I was
Yeah,
in
don't
I was
bring
in
it up.
I was in Panama, and I mean I didn't get a mug. I stole a beer glass.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but we went to this restaurant. It was an awesome restaurant. It was outside this old town, so it's got a super cool look and feel about it. And they served you beer in this glass that had Panama on it, which is also the brand of the beer. I hadn't seen it before. I'll order 2 beers, any excuse, keep one, give one back, and then took that with me, held onto that for the rest of the night. We went to a Panama rum bar after that. I took a Panama shot glass after that. And then I was flying back. The beer glass just got shattered. Actually, I could bring the shot glass on. I should do that.
Yeah,
bring it in.
Next episode.
Bring the shot glass on. Yeah.
Or maybe date night. We could do some
We
shots
do
on
it.
date
Yeah,
night.
Friday night. Yeah, we can each bring a shot glass in if we have.
I
a
got
shot
an Irish
glass.
one.
But an Irish shot glass.
Yeah, took one from a bar in Ireland.
What
else?
No, I think
Who
it's.
else
I think
steals
it's.
here?
What is it? It's like you want to have like a memento from it. It's
Well, you
more of
can't-
a story.
I couldn't
if you
buy
just
one.
Take one.
They didn't have ones like that. It's got stickers and everything. It's pretty nice. I'll bring it in.
They have
guys-
hundreds at the bar. I'm sure they'll be fine. They won't
Yeah, they'll
miss
be
it.
right. If you're ever wondering where Irish,
They're just
shot glass
a
are.
small business in a minority country. They're fine.
Look, $1 for. I'm sure a pound for a little shot glass. You know, they'll be alright.
Yeah, but Kanye sold the rights for his documentary to Netflix, $30 million.
A bit more than the mug.
I'd like to
bit more than
sell
a mug.
my.
Yeah, that'd pay off all our mug debt. But
I'd like to sell my rights to make a doco for 30 million. That'd be pretty awesome.
any buyers?
What's the doco about?
But it's about him. It's 20 years worth of footage from just little dinky cameras that they would take around at parties in the 90s when he was on the come up. So it's literally 20 years worth of production that's going into this documentary.
It's pretty awesome.
I think it'll take quite a while for it to come out. By the sounds of it, I'm not sure if it's actually in production, but the rights have just been sold to Netflix and usually something that I've just started to learn, they'll hold on to the rights and the end product for quite a while before they market and release. Because we were going through with the Uluru documentary, because the amount of time, and something that I really had no idea about beforehand, is the amount of time it takes to go from actually a produced documentary to ours isn't even yet.
Yeah.
But we're getting there. So it's like from there's still so much that has to go through before it actually gets seen by the end consumer, which is something I never realized, because I thought it gets made, it goes out.
Talk a bit about Uluru. Like, what did you do in Uluru? Give people who don't know, it's a bit of a recap.
Yes. So I guess in the form, so we can go all the way back. Probably, I think 6 months ago, I came up with the idea to run 60 kilometers around Uluru.
Stupid idea, by the way.
Not a great idea. On the back of receiving feedback from the doctor that my right shin had a stress fracture in it and not to run. And at that point, I'd just been told, I'd had a couple that year and it kept coming back, and I'd been told to stop redoing it. It just like put me into this box, and then I think the 60 kilometer idea was just a breakout idea where I'm like, to hell with this.
Yeah, it's a last minute plea to just say, like, I can do bloody anything I want. I'm not going to listen to what you're going to say.
Yeah. So,
Because you took some time off work, and was it when you were sitting at home just mulling over, like, I want to do something, you're like, you know what, screw it.
that was a bit before, because I think that was one stress fracture before one where the stress fracture before I decided to do the 60 kilometer run. But yeah, so I wasn't able to work for a couple of weeks because the doctor was literally saying, like, stop walking, stop standing around. And then it just got to the point where I'm like, to hell with this. So then I started planning and organising it, and I posted on Instagram first when I just sort of announced that I was going to do it, and without any logistics behind it, without any thought process going into it.
Just some random statement. I'm going to run around Uluru with no support.
Yeah.
With a
Keep you
stress
accountable.
fracture.
Something to keep you accountable. Just, all right.
Well, that
putting
was
it out
that
there
was
to
the
make
thought
me
process
do it.
behind it. And I realised very quickly the amount of work that had to go into it to make it actually happen. But it took me a very long time to actually realise how crazy of an idea it was. I said in the documentary, it wasn't until I actually started and had done a couple of kilometres in the run did I realise like how crazy running 60 kilometres was.
Yeah, you've not even started to think or plan about anything. You would have had criticisms. You would have had everyone posting on your stuff saying you're ridiculous, like you're a madman, that's a stupid idea, and you hadn't even run.
No criticism.
Like, no criticism.
Everyone was super supportive.
Yeah, rubbish.
Not one person.
Yeah,
had
not
any
one
comment
person.
Not one
suggesting,
person thought
what
it
are
was
you
a bad
doing?
idea.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then you had to start running.
you're
That's
gonna-
always the
yeah.
hardest part, starting the run. Starting the
Yeah,
run.
but for me it was because I guess a lot of people saw the run, but there was also so much that went into it beforehand to get to the point where you can actually start the run. So for the first 2 months I couldn't even run. So it was swimming training, I was on the rower, I was on the bike, just to try and build up some fitness. And I was in the sauna as well because Uluru in summer, I think the day I ran, it was 41 degrees.
Yeah, you got to build your heat tolerance.
You're wearing
definitely.
trackies to work, middle of summer.
Yeah.
Just getting ready for it.
Yeah, that was bad. I struggled. That was
To give it
very
around, you
tough.
struggled too.
Yeah. I think I was, had a little bit
Yeah, I
of
think
a
it's
smell
a
trap.
massive turnaround as well to go from, hey, doctor saying sit down, just relax for a minute, to eventually running 60 kilometers.
Yeah.
You know, like
On rough
it's
terrain,
a massive turnaround. I mean, you've got to go through every little stage, your diet, your heat tolerance, as we were saying, the actual build up to being able to run again. I mean, that in its own right is big. So,
But I guess the one thing that I thought was cool about it is that it was a crazy enough idea that it got people talking. So I think I used that as a way to cast a light on mental health. So we raised $23,000 for mental health, which was absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Muscle Nation donated $10,000, super generous. We had a fair few other sort of big donors as well. A real estate agent friend of mine also donated $2,500, Andrew Ustenbrink, which was super cool.
yeah, it's freaking awesome. It's definitely something that is great to see because, I mean, even in the past few years, we're definitely shining a light on that sort of conversation, which is it's totally okay to express how you feel, have these conversations around mental health. So yeah, it's definitely really awesome to see the community getting behind something like that.
And even when I started, because I'm fortunate that no one around me has had any issues with mental health, so like, as in suicides, whereas you've heard plenty of stories on the news, and that's, I hate hearing those stories. So I did think, okay, this is a big enough issue, but it wasn't until I actually sort of started putting stuff out about mental health had I realised. And then a bunch of messages of people telling their story. I'm like, whoa, this is a much bigger issue than I realized or thought when I
Yeah, it's
first
bigger than
started.
just you. Yeah, and people start using.
It was a worse issue than when I first thought it was.
Yeah, and they start reaching out to you and go, "Hey, Luke, like, thanks for you, being our voice." Because I mean, some people they're going through the wars, and by you doing something like that, they go, "Wow, someone out there who I may know very little about really cares about the outcome of my mental health." So no, it's pretty awesome. Definitely pretty awesome.
Yeah, but no, it was super cool, and then just going out there, we went out there as well the first time to plan the route, and a lot of what we planned on running on, we weren't allowed to because it was essentially private land.
Yeah, so that would have been, just explain to them, it's not, you weren't running through like nice paved roads. You were trying to plan a more like quicker off-route, cross-country style run, correct?
Yeah, because of the heat, you don't want to, well, the goal was to run as little as possible on the road, because if it's 40 degrees outside, the tar or the bitumen I'm not sure the temperature, it's obviously hotter, you don't wear, like, you know how hot it is.
It's going to bounce back, hit you in the face. You're going to feel like crap.
And everything around, just in that area, the red dirt, there's no clouds 90% of the time.
Bugger all trees.
No trees. So everything is just perfect. It's like a little fry pan. And you're the one person in the whole sort of area you can see. Yeah. So you just soak up all the heat. So we tried to run on the dirt paths for that reason, so that the soles of the shoe don't get destroyed, so your literally muscles don't get cooked, like literally. But we couldn't. That was what we realized. So then we had to resort to running on the road, and that, not to mention, that's also like worse for your shins, more impacts.
Oh, yeah, it's
that
terrible
that
for
was
your
probably
body.
the biggest concern, that I'm running on the bitumen here.
But there's, you know what, just to chime in here, there's some like phenomenal runners who only run on the road. I think like the men's marathon world record,
they're
that's
on the road.
set on the
Yeah.
road. It's literally laps. So
But it's terrible.
Yeah,
Terrible
it's
for your
bad
body.
for you.
Terrible for your body.
How'd you pull up afterwards? Like,
Bad.
recovery all sort of?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
you
no,
were prepared for it, or what happened?
No, I never. All my planning and lead up had ended like once I finished the race, but I'd never looked into or thought about the recovery process. So it was something that was just shocking. And being away from home was bad, just because there's just less in Uluru.
Yeah.
There's no way to have an ice, but you can't. there's no facilities.
Yeah.
There's no facilities to help your situation.
Yeah.
And it was pretty bad.
This is Luke for you, ladies and gentlemen. He will just say, I'm going to run around Uluru, not plan anything, not plan his recovery. He just gets out there, does it, and then he goes, oh, shit.
Oh, planned everything up till the recovery, but
Pretty much.
probably one of the most important things is how you come back from
Yeah,
it.
so how do you bounce back? And yeah, it was tough. But for the run, I was very happy with how I ran. I was running ahead of pace for a lot of it.
Which is awesome. That's good.
But running it, we started at 3 a.m. So like running in dark, pitch black, like black, no street lights, no city lights.
No, there's nothing.
Nothing coming through. So you actually can't see anything. So I was relying on Dad, who was in the car behind me, to high beam the path in front. And it's actually a lot harder to run fast when you can't even see the ground or don't trust the ground. So I think the slowest part of the race, other than like the last couple of kilometers where I was almost on the floor, was the first few, because I just couldn't see and didn't trust the
It's just
footings.
really sketchy, yeah.
Yeah. So that was tough, and Dad got bogged in the track at one point as
Oh,
well.
God.
So we had to hold up there. But
Do you reckon
that was a 2-wheel drive? That was the issue I was scared with. Like, he's not equipped to be.
Handle the road you're running on.
Do
Yeah.
you think other people should endeavour to run long distance? Maybe not 60k. Let's not make them suffer. But you reckon people should run more often, longer distances, 5, 10k's maybe?
I think I completely agree. I think it's great for mental clarity, just fitness as well, health and well-being. It's amazing for that. One of the cool things I found about doing it is it's never on your mind that you can do 60 kilometers, and even if it's not that, it was an awesome way of like expanding your mind into things that you can actually do that don't really cross your mind as something that you could do.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. But
Well, Dylan, you do a lot of running too, though. Do you what?
Yeah, I try to. Yeah. So for just a little bit of background, I run to work as often as possible. So it's only small distance. It's like 4 or 5k. But I run as often as possible. I think I'm clocking about 80k a week running. So no, it's good. I enjoy it. I think it's one of the best things ever. I go to work and I'm just locked and loaded, ready to go. Very, very focused.
mental clarity.
Yeah, definitely. I've noticed as well, my heart feels really, really good during the running, and then like a few days later on. I feel very calm is the word I'd use, definitely.
You may not have thought about this, but when you run, do you breathe through your nose or your mouth?
Both. I do circular breathing, so I try. I've been training. I'm not good at it just yet, but there's many marathon runners who use circular breathing techniques similar to how Aboriginals use for when they're playing didgeridoo, and so you're breathing in and out at the same time. So it's extremely difficult, but I'm trying to do that. A little bit of nose, a little bit of mouth. It's really good for your lungs and the performance of your heart. So it just keeps you going with the least amount of effort. Yeah.
Because I was reading the book by James Nestor, Breathe, where and Wim Hof too. I don't know if you've heard of Wim Hof, where he's a big he's a big breathe advocate, whereas James Nestor, the author of the book Breathe, is a big nose breathing advocate, and saying it's the better way to breathe. You're breathing better oxygen. It's better at processing the oxygen, and he said it improves your cardio ability by breathing through your nose, and I think it improves your lung capacity. So that was something that I tried like leading up to the run, and it was really hard for maybe a month, and literally painful, because your lungs just
they're struggling.
They're boxed in and they can't sort of expand fully. But now I feel really, really good.
Yeah,
and I think my cardio is better, like running aside, but more so because of the nose breathing.
Yeah.
I think it helps a lot.
No, there's a lot of really awesome positives to breathing through your nose. All the hairs in your nose, they trap a lot of the crap that's going through. It then passes directly on top of your tonsils, which is obviously another filter. And as you said, it restricts some level of breathing to your lungs. So it's way better for you by a mile.
Yeah, Yeah.
It's like a muscle. Doesn't he? James Nestor talks about. It's like literally all you got to do is just start doing it. Strengthen that nose muscle, and you just get better at it through that. Like there's no secret.
He talked about as well. No, it's no secret.
Yeah.
But he talked about how he would put tape on his lips at night just to force him to nose breathe while he was sleeping, and that means you can't snore as well.
Yeah, that's something.
And
I need
I'm a
to try.
snorer.
Oh,
I'm a snorer. I'm pretty bad.
yeah. Deviated septum. I need to work on that nose breathing because I heard him on a podcast talking through everything. I'm like, this sounds really interesting. I got to start implementing that, and it's hard to try. Like it's easy enough to do, but it's hard to keep yourself doing it for long
commitment's the
periods
issue.
of time.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to just go back to breathe through the mouth, but just consciously thinking about it.
Yeah. Do you reckon that you'd start picking up a little bit more running as you go into this whole keto diet, this fitness cleanse sort of thing?
I need to. I definitely need to. Like running is the easiest one I find myself going to just in the past. I haven't done it months.
I got a proposal.
Months. All right.
Would we do the Gold Coast Marathon?
I'd be down. 100%.
When's the Gold Coast Marathon?
It's July, I think, early July. First weekend of July.
You've got time.
Second
Now,
or
is it a
third.
half marathon or a real marathon?
Well, we could do either.
You could
I
even
mean,
just
I wanted
start.
to. We
you
could
could
do the
even just
marathon.
start for the half. and
July,
then-
you said?
It's
If I
like
start
2
running
months,
every
3 months.
day.
But it's not even running though. It's like
It's not.
swimming as well. Like Luke said, like that is a massive tool that a lot
Get
of
you-
like
get-
endurance
get the
athletes
cardio.
use.
That was how I trained. You got to get your cardio up,
Mm.
and that doesn't take that long. Between 4 and 6 weeks, you can have your cardio at a high level, more than enough to complete a marathon. You can do that without running, but by practice running, do a little bit of running 2-3 times a week. That was what I did for Uluru. I never ran more than 6Ks. I couldn't with my shins.
All right.
Most of the time was running 4 to 5 kilometers, 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah, it's literally like just training for 40% of your capacity.
Yeah.
And then going out there and just unleashing.
Why 40%?
Well, you're only doing like 6 kilometers
okay, yeah.
or up to 10 kilometers. You're not really training
Yeah.
to your
4 or 5
like
Ks.
10%.
You know what I mean? Like-
you were doing 10%. Yeah.
yeah. You're not
okay, yeah.
you're not training to your full potential. So I think that definitely should give it a think.
Thoughts, Dino?
Well, look, I'll think about it.
I want to get you
I don't
on
want to
air
turn
to
down.
commit.
You've been trying to get me to go to the gym with you for months.
I've been trying to get you to do something physical. I don't
I
care
know,
whether it's
look-
gym, whether it's...
I'm not against it. I just find it so much easier to commit when it's like a sport or an element like
it
that.
is a
I
sport.
get it is maybe to you, but I can't see it. If there's no like other goal apart from just the fitness,
Alright, if you get-
I struggle.
alright.
It's just me being a little bitch.
We
but
can do a
everything
50. We can do a $50 bet under or over 5 hours.
That is something that Luke
That's a
has
sport.
definitely got me on in the past. He is like ridiculously
like to do
committed to his
bets
bets.
too.
What was that thing that you and I started that one time where
Is it
you
Spanish?
No, where we challenge each other and you bet money on it.
Yeah, I like to
Stand
create.
You
up
like to
comedy.
bet.
what is
No, I
stand-up
like to
comedy?
create a. Yeah, I didn't fall.
You like to
No,
create
with that one.
stakes. You
Yeah,
want stakes on.
Yeah.
creating stakes on a situation where it's sort of win-win, where you can't really lose.
Except $50.
Yeah, but like for me, that's not losing because you do a marathon. Like that's still a win.
Yeah, that is definitely a win. It's
And you
completely
win
changing
as well,
someone's
yeah.
lifestyle.
Look, I don't know if we need the bet. I think I'll give it a go anyway.
You wanted a sport.
Huh?
You wanted it to be a
No,
sport.
I don't. But see, I'm the kind of person who bets on sport. I watch sport for fun. Betting to me ruins anything.
Okay, well, we
Everyone's
don't
got-
have to bet.
When I bet, no, just look.
I'll shout you a $50 dinner at the end. How about that?
July.
That's a pretty good deal.
July, yeah.
Marathon. Yeah, why not?
You heard it here.
I'll do it.
He's doing
Hold
it.
me
go.
accountable. I'll do it.
Let us know down in the
I'll
comments.
at least try.
Would you do
I'll
a
definitely
marathon?
be running. I think I'll make it. If you can run 60K in Uluru,
Yeah, it won't,
why
like
can't I
it's,
run a marathon? Ugh.
we all can. We all can.
It just
It's-
takes training,
I think
dedication.
It's mental. It's a lot
yeah,
of it's
getting
mental.
your
to
head
it.
wrapped around running for 4 or 5 hours, and just getting used to that.
Yeah, it's very difficult to run for the longer distances, but that's why, like, if you're continuously training those shorter like 10K lengths, your body just gets used to it. And honestly, you just switch off at one stage and you end up in this rhythm. Your heart gets in a rhythm, your breathing gets in a rhythm, and you're just rolling. So those 6K, you might
the
do
one
it.
thing I'll say is be careful with training too hard too early.
Yeah.
Like from not running, like you still got to work into it.
Yeah.
And don't
July.
feel that you have to do a 30-kilometer run beforehand because you don't.
No. just consistently do.
But if
Decent runs,
if you
build
practice the exercise of running consistently,
Yeah.
3 times a week, even if it's not that far, you'll improve your running. And if you're improving your cardio through exercises like swimming, rower, bike, where they're not even loading like weight-bearing exercises, you're going to be fine.
Look, I'll give it a go. What do you reckon? No headphones as well? Because headphones are like cheating, aren't
That's
No.
what David Goggins says.
they? Easy. That's where I heard it. I think it was David Goggins. Like headphones is cheating. So I got to be alone with my thoughts during the run.
That's a scary
Luke?
thought.
If you go no headphones, I will.
I wanted to go headphones.
Do you know what I love about headphones? Do you know what I love about
Alone
headphones?
with your thoughts.
You play Pink or something that just
that's
does
even
not
worse.
motivate you, something
That's
that's
even
torture,
worse.
and you
I-
just sit there running, just listening. You're just
I love
like,
how he's
"Fine."
challenged me back in my
Yeah,
challenge.
I wanna
But,
be
but
alone-
what the hell? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, alone with
Let's
our
do it.
thoughts. Yeah, that's it.
No headphones. That's going to be tough.
You can always swear at each other.
I won't see
I
him.
just want
I'll
to
be-
practice with headphones now. Look, I'm coming
Yeah.
from nothing to no headphones. You gotta learn to adapt without.
I'll
headphones.
adapt. I'll
Yeah.
adapt. It'll be okay.
Oh, we'll see.
You'll get used to it. You'll have to do it.
I'm running with headphones. I don't care.
I don't know.
I'm listening to Britney Spears.
Just
I'm
wait,
listening to random stuff.
Listen to it so much beforehand. You can just memorize it while you're running. You don't even need to listen to it.
Hell no. I got to hear that torture in my ears while I'm running.
So you
Pretty
like to
bad.
punish yourself while you're running?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Yeah, if I'm
Not
well,
bad.
I've always been like that. If I'm doing an endurance sport for the sake of doing an endurance sport, I'm just like, yep, let's go next level. Let's do it to the nth degree until I cry. May as well.
That's like against everything.
It's just
you
a
hear.
weird
Like,
mindset.
That's negative reinforcement or negative feedback to motivate you to keep going.
If we
It works
tie
for
it
you.
back to David Goggins, like, that's sort of what he does to an extent. He's just like, how do I punish myself the most? It's just a weird like push myself
Pain
sort of thing.
adaptation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a segment. It's overrated, underrated. So it's for food. So
Okay.
I'm gonna say food, and then we just say overrated, underrated. Give our thoughts.
Yeah, right.
Tomato soup. Overrated.
Underrated completely.
I
Bit of
don't-
bread with just
I don't even
underrated
know if I've heard
completely.
it rated. I don't even
Tim
know if I've heard-
Tams.
Tim Tams.
Tim Tams.
Overrated big time.
Yeah,
No,
I think so.
no,
as well.
Big
they
time.
are
Overrated.
good. They are good.
Give me an Oreo over
No,
a Tim Tams.
that was literally my next one. My next one was
Every
Oreo. I think they're so overrated.
Yeah,
It's a chocolate
overrated.
biscuit. It's a chocolate biscuit.
Yeah, but the variety. You
There
did,
is
you
no
did a
variety.
chocolate peanut butter one. Oh,
Chocolate chip cookie.
You mean Reese's Buttercups? Peanut
yeah.
butter
I
cups,
didn't think
whatever
Reese's
it's called.
peanut.
I don't know what they're called.
Reese's
Reese's
peanut
peanut
butter
butter
cups.
cups.
Yeah,
That's
they're
it. They're awesome. I love them.
vastly adequately
I
rated.
think 'cause
Everyone
they're
loves them.
they got a pretty high
Yeah, I love 'em.
benchmark. Yeah, that's fair. Adequately rated.
Yeah.
Chocolate chip cookie.
That depends. You need to give me a brand because some
Chocolate-
are really.
No,
chocolate
good.
my
cookie.
partner
Chocolate
makes some
chip cookie.
awesome cookies, so
Oh, I
I'll
missed-
definitely say underrated.
I missed out on them the other day, but
Underrated.
I think
I'd
I
say they're
think
adequately.
on the fence. I think overrated overall because it's most of them are okay.
What about mango?
Completely underrated.
No, so overrated.
No,
Underrated.
love it.
No,
Love it.
overrated.
Mangoes are the best fruit.
They're messy to eat.
Smoothies,
They're messy to
smoothies,
eat, though.
dry. No, smoothies, dry
Get all over your
mango.
face. Wait.
Just eat it as a kid like this all over your face.
No, or you cut it up, use a spoon, eat it.
You know when you cut it
Spoon
into
it.
like little
Yeah,
grit
But
and you
it's
flip
so
it inside
hard
out?
to eat. You got a knife and fork. You don't want to sit
No,
down
just
and eat a mango.
Why not?
It's a fruit. It's like it should be on the go like a nectarine. Just I think they're underrated.
Nectarines are crap.
What? What's your thoughts?
Keep you away from a nectarine. It's
Yeah, I
not a good
love
one.
them. I love them.
Fairy bread.
Completely overrated.
Yeah, fairy bread.
Wow.
When you're five,
Absolute rubbish.
like perfect, underrated. Fairy bread's the best thing in the world. You know, once you hit 11 years old, you're probably over fairy bread.
Am I 11? Or 9.
Yeah, look, yeah, you probably are, mate.
Sunny Boys, the ice block, the triangle
Underrated
ice block.
completely. Aren't they gone now?
I don't know.
They're
if
gone
sold.
now. I
Remember
haven't
Sunny
seen them in
Boys?
ages.
I'd always
Which are
get the
Sunny boys.
Yeah, they're triangle. You
They're
cut
like
the top
Zupa
off.
Dupas?
No.
It's not the same kind of concept.
No.
Sunny boy.
We might have a little pop up just on the screen for those who haven't seen them before.
Sunny boy.
that might be a bit hard, but
I mean, that might have been after my era, mate, because I don't
no,
even know.
these are before.
Sunny boy.
These are OG. These,
These are awesome.
but they were a nightmare to open.
They were.
They were at Marshall Road Canteen. They were a nightmare to open, but they were sort of worth it.
Tuck
I
shop
thought they were-
delicacy.
Yeah, they were good. What about a chip buddy?
Chip Buddy, completely underrated.
Yeah.
Salt and
Again,
vinegar.
Don't know what a chip buddy is.
Oh my god.
Who invited?
Get him off the
I thought
podcast.
I thought I was well versed in
A
culture.
chip buddy. So you got bread, You got
Oh,
butter.
chips on bread?
Yeah.
No, overrated. The worst thing you can do to a sandwich. Disgusting.
No, the
Yeah.
convenience. It
Chips
sells
on bread.
convenience.
You're talking about potato chips on bread.
Yes.
Yeah, like the hot
No.
chips.
Eat them separate.
Oh my
Disgusting.
What
god.
about a chicken buddy? They
good.
they hit
I
different.
imagine it's the same concept.
Yeah.
Chicken on bread.
Yeah, chicken on bread.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
like it's like you go to the beach,
Yeah.
quick lunch.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, perfect.
It's-
They're
it's
It's
good.
like
They're
it's like
underrated.
KFC bucket, but with white bread, loaf
Yeah,
of white
oh.
bread, delicious.
I mean, unbelievable.
What about donut time?
Donuts
Overrated.
overrated
Yeah,
completely.
so overrated. What
Maybe the worst donut. I'd take like
Cinnamon.
a Woolworths cinnamon dipped one or whatever.
Yeah.
Woolworths haven't quite got it right.
I mean, they're not great, but that's how little
Yeah,
I think
wow.
of donut time. Yeah.
I feel like Woolworths are too dense. They're not fluffy enough.
What about the Krispy Kreme ones?
Underrated.
original glaze?
Underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're so underrated.
They're
They got
the
a high
best.
bar, but they're so underrated.
Yeah.
What about McDonald's?
Completely
Yeah.
overrated.
Overrated. It is what it is.
I would
It
say
is
adequately.
It
Greasy.
tastes fine.
It
tastes
my
good, but
chips
it's
are never fresh. They're always soggy. Always.
But
Milkshakes are underrated
enough
though.
salt.
The milkshake's underrated though. I will say that.
But you have a certain expectation when you go to McDonald's.
No, you're paying way too much.
Yeah, it's well overpriced these days.
Yeah,
now.
that's a good
It's
point,
there's
yeah.
not even. I don't even think.
Oh,
they
I'm
have, like,
changing
the
one.
cheap
Yeah,
shit.
fuck that.
Mo-
It's
I will
overrated.
say though, for everyone out there, the Malaysian McDonald's underrated completely. They've got different,
Malaysia.
Different
they've got
menus
different
overseas,
menus
don't
in
they?
different areas. And in Malaysia, you can get like the milkshake with sort of like fruit added in as well. It's delicious.
Like a real milkshake.
Wow.
Yeah, like
Only
a real
crunchy.
one.
No, I had an uncle that everywhere he would travel, he would go to their McDonald's to see the difference. Every
Really?
single country he goes to, every single city, he gets McDonald's.
There's a fella over in the
I don't
States.
know why you would do that. You go to Greece and you're eating McDonald's, but
Oh.
he loved it. Every single
What do they
place he
serve
go-
in the McDonald's in Greece? Is it?
I think there's a lot more fish options. That's
Yeah.
why I can't remember because I refuse to buy from there out of principle. Because I'm like, I'm eating in Greece. I'm going to buy like a $2 gyros. Get like
Yeah.
that tastes twice as good as anything from McDonald's, but it's
There's
different.
there's this fella over in the States who has made it his life mission to go to every single Starbucks. What do you guys think about Starbucks?
You're gonna
Overrated,
be-
underrated?
Overrated. Overrated.
Overrated. Hot coffee, disgusting. They're anything cold, pretty good. Probably underrated. Like really good.
Yeah, I would have said their business model is underrated because the price of internet's so high, and I think they changed the game when it comes to going to a cafe, business meetings, working from a cafe.
Are they the first to do that kind of thing? Like,
Maybe probably not the first,
First
but
to
I think
make
they
it
like made it a thing, like going to the cafe to do your work. Now you get a bunch of Instagram stories about it, but their food and their drinks
Yeah.
overrated. It's not that good.
I like the cold drinks, the frappes.
cold
they're
drinks are
awesome.
really good. They're just sweet and delicious.
Mm.
Everything good about a cold drink, but their coffee is disgusting.
It's like a mini cheat meal. There's that many calories in it. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Wow, yeah. What else should we cover this podcast? Is there anything else to cover?
Well, touch back on Kanye's documentary, right? You said 30 million for 20 years of his life.
Mm.
That seems a little low.
Yeah, especially because he's a bit rich.
Yeah, like 30 million, 20 years of Kanye West's life is worth 30 million to a documentary.
I don't know.
What would you guys price it at if you were buying his time?
If you were buying his time,
100
Well,
mil.
you're buying 20,
well, but hang
20
on,
years.
they got to make money.
They're
And
going to make
Netflix
money.
don't at the moment.
Netflix don't make money, but Kanye, 20 years of his life,
Yeah.
I think it'd be worth more than 30 mil.
What
I'm
would you
just a bit
pay?
surprised it's low.
If you were the person owning the rights.
I'd probably try to get the I'd try to get the most. Like
But
100
how do
mil.
you make? Think about it though. How do you make money? Well, they've probably figured it out. But $30 million. How many people need to watch it? Or I think Netflix only make money if more people subscribe to Netflix.
Well, aren't they very like? They're very secretive about how many people watch what. Like
I'm not sure.
comedians talk about this all the time. Like they get a Netflix special, they never get told
They
how
get
many
no-
people watch it, how good it was. They're just like, "Good job. Do you want another one?" Like they're very secretive with everything they do with that.
Mm.
They must be doing something right because they're signing so many big players into the scene. So
I think it's just all the money. I think they just run. They're just able to run at losses, which is why they're so hard to compete with, because they've just got that much investor funding, so they can run at losses until they want to. Like they just keep convincing investors to come on, give them money so that they can put out The Irishman had superstar
Yeah,
cast,
3-hour-long movie. Though.
and it was okay.
It was a really long movie. It should have been a limited series or something, one of those small series.
It was a three and a bit hour.
I found it hard to finish.
I couldn't
and I
watch it
liked
at
all
once,
those
yeah.
actors. I loved all those gangsters.
Joe Pesci, Rob De Niro. Who else was in there?
At this point, I can't remember because I've
Chad Palmazzo, maybe.
Yeah.
But big, like, your gangster, Italian gangster sort of actors. Cool movie. I can't imagine how they would have made money on bringing all those guys in, though.
Yeah, that's no idea how much those guys get paid to do that.
And I think Netflix make all their money on the net money is made on Netflix originals, but that's no one watches them. So then they end up forking out all this money for the licensing of another movie, Wolf of Wall Street, whatever it may be. And I think that's why they're running at losses. That's what I've heard anyway.
Do you think it's only a matter of time until like Amazon Prime picks up its game and starts to overtake Netflix? Because if they're running at a loss consistently, depending on what only investors getting involved.
Well, they're the only ones. So what if they just change our subscription prices, just bump that up $1 or $2, and you've got millions
makes
and
a
millions
big
of
difference.
people. You know what I mean?
$1 or $2, yeah. But like Amazon Prime, do they have any? I think they're just doing originals, just Amazon Prime stuff. I'm not sure if they've got any sort of stuff that was put out by Universal or Pixar or any other.
I know a lot of it you've also got to rent too. You don't get access to everything without doing the like $5 renting fee.
Yeah.
The thing is as well, like Amazon, they're trying to play their own game as far as I'm concerned, because
they're
they've
buying
got
cinemas. They're buying cinemas as well.
Yeah, but they've got all their own gaming platforms. They're trying to bring out new MMORPGs. They do, as you said, their own originals. So I don't really know if they're in the mindset of, let me buy other people's content. It's more like, let me make my own.
I think that's what they're doing. And I think that's where the money is if it's good enough. And there's a dog barking coming through here. Oh, fuck it. But if Netflix originals just aren't popular, and I think that's where they're really struggling.
Yeah.
Whereas Amazon, I know as a cricket player myself, they did one where they followed the Australian cricket team around just after the ball tampering incident. That was very popular
That would
amongst.
be good.
Super great documentary. Nothing like that's been done before on Australian cricket, and to have like an American company come over and do it, that was cool. Really good work as well.
Do you think it was good production?
I think it was. Yeah, I thought it was very.
You reckon that if they were to maintain that level of production over, maybe 5 or 10 more
I can see them
originals, you reckon they'd make a lot of money off it? Maybe pick their game up, start beating Netflix in the original side of things?
I think so. I think those big companies, they're competitive because they can afford to run at a loss until they figure it out. And Amazon has way more money than Netflix does. So if that's what it comes to, I think Amazon could win that game.
Just interesting that Netflix runs at a loss. Is able to sustain it.
Well,
a lot of
big
companies
do.
A lot of companies, and then they might wake up one morning and say, all right, let's get the computer going. Let's change things around a little bit. Now we're going to start running at a profit. It's just having the investors come on and having that ability to run at a loss is tremendously powerful from a business sense.
But also, when you look at it from our point, the consumer, if we're looking at these big companies, they're providing us day in, day out, like amazing films and TV shows to watch, and all of a sudden they go, hey, look, we need another $1 from you guys. That's
Netflix.
That's massive.
Netflix saying that?
Oh, just in general, yeah. But Netflix for this particular example, if Netflix turned around to all of us and said, can we have an extra $1, please? You'd probably pay an extra $1. You wouldn't really go, oh, nah.
It wouldn't affect much.
No.
It's
You know what I mean?
$12 a year.
And that is a massive amount of money. And that's sort of like that game changer where they go from loss to
Yeah.
money-making machine.
It'd be tough just working in film at the moment. There's not many movies coming out. Cinemas were closed for a large part last year. Very hard for an actor, for all creatives.
Well, just
really.
even being on set. Like, if you look at any of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's films, right? There is hundreds of people on set. Hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah.
Imagine that COVID nightmare.
Tom Cruise had an incident. Did you see that? This is not long, a while ago now, maybe 6 months ago, where he and someone filmed him, was mouthing off at one of his employees because they weren't wearing a mask. And I think that must have been in breach with their COVID protocols. And you could tell that it wasn't the first time that he'd said something, but because just the way he was speaking, you could tell he'd already referenced prior. But he just said, like, we've got the opportunity to work right now, and what you're doing not wearing a mask is putting everyone at risk of not being able to feed their family. And he was yelling in a pretty aggressive way, but it's like the way he says, like, the message gets across.
Do you think that's justified? We'll bring it back to like a more
I think
normal, more normal sense. Do you reckon it's justified to tell someone put their body mask on?
Yeah. If it makes you that, especially in that sense where like that's the rule to be able to work, I think that's fine.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, they're the bloody rules, in my opinion.
They
like
are.
you get told to put your mask on in order for everyone to be at work. Seems reasonable to be reinforcing that rule.
Yeah,
Did he
that's a rule.
Did he cop flack for the way he was yelling at? Is that
A
what
little
the
bit,
controversy
a
was?
little bit.
Right.
It went out, and because it was Tom Cruise, who was very, very big, got a lot of attention. I don't think he was smashed for it because it's like what he's saying is pretty fair, but aggressive. No, he's yelling at.
Put your bloody mask on, or I'll throw you out the plane.
No, it was, literally get the fuck out if you don't want to be here.
Yeah,
you're putting everyone else at risk. So I don't know.
I think we all would be the same as well if we're trying to film something and one of the people on set are sort of just pissing about.
Yeah,
you'd be pretty mad, especially when it's like millions of dollars at stake. A bit of a joke to not wear your mask.
And they were locked down pretty hard over there. Like,
Yes.
they would have been... If it was in LA, I don't know where the movie was
Probably,
shot.
yeah.
But a lot of those states, they were in their houses for 3-4 months. They weren't really allowed to go anywhere except groceries.
Yeah.
So then getting out and someone doing that, a bit different than anywhere else where it's like, just do what you're told.
Anyway, thanks for tuning into the second episode. Like, comment, subscribe. We hope you enjoyed this episode, the first episode, and we got plenty more to come. We're doing it twice weekly. I think videos will come out. It'll be Tuesday and Friday. We're going to try and release videos.
Date nights.
So we'll stay up with that. But yeah, thanks for tuning in.
See you guys
later.